Alright, I'm here to talk about a movie that I'd like to call a movie called Pulp Fiction. Uh, what is it about? For anyone who hasn't seen it, it's probably someone below the age of 15, really, who hasn't seen it. Probably below the age of 13, really, who hasn't seen it. I think you'd have to be. Anyway, what is it about? It's a little difficult to say. Um, these two cops, uh, well, these two cops, but it starts off with these two criminals in a diner setting, uh, and they're talking about what they can do for money, and well, they're contemplating, or the man, they're a couple, and the man is contemplating robbing restaurants because, and he makes a good point when he says this, nobody robs restaurants. Good point. I mean, think about it. When was the last time that you heard that a restaurant was robbed? A diner, for God's sake. Second of all, it's about these two cops and right, these two cops, and they are like one of them, the black one, obviously, Samuel L. Jackson. No better role for a cop, you know, probably level with Bruce Willis, really. Yeah. Um, the white one is played by strangely enough, John Travolta. I thought that was a really weird combination, but whatever. It's cool. It was cool because they played it well. Um, and I loved the whole buddy scenes that they had. The conversations that they had, the philosophical conversations that they had. Um, Weird pause. Anyway, so yeah, so it's them and they're so there's this guy who allegedly he freaking did it. Uh, Pushed this guy off of, was it 3 stories? And he landed in a glass covered greenhouse. What other kind of greenhouse is there? Smashed through the glass and slammed into the floor of the greenhouse. Uh, and pretty sure that they said he died. The guy that got pushed out. I'd die too if I was pushed out of a 3 story building from the 3rd story and fell through thick glass, thick insulated glass. Um, Luckily he had vegetation to land on. That's cool. It's not justified, but it's cool. Anyway, so so the one the cop that John Travolta plays has to take care of the suspect's wife. Show her a good time while he's away. The wife's played by Uma Thurman, which was a pleasant surprise, really. She is. I think anyone. I think as soon as I said Uma Thurman, everyone knew what I was going to comment on, so I don't even have to say it. You know. Anyway, yeah. So they have a good time. Um, quick, quick reference. Quick thing. May not be aware of this. Probably important. John Travolta is a cokehead kind of. I mean, he doesn't go overboard with it. He is actually the calmest, coolest, and most most collected cokehead ever in the history of ever. Um, so earlier on, he bought this really strong stuff. It's a small bag of really strong stuff. It was like crazy, the guy said, and he had it in his coat pocket. So him and the dude's wife went out for dinner. They came back. She starts dancing to some song that I'm probably gonna get on my iPod a little later. Uh, Sounded good. It's cool. Soft rock, I think. I think it'd be qualified as soft rock. So anyway, she sits down. She's all comfortable, relaxed. She's wearing his coat. He's in the bathroom, telling himself he's not gonna let anything happen. And you know what I mean. He's not gonna let anything happen. He's just gonna go out there, take some drinks, have some drinks, and say he has to go home and leave. Which would be a great idea if she hadn't reached into his pocket, gotten that coke, and been somewhat of a cokehead herself, sniffed it, and spazzed out. I mean, she went insane. He came back. She was lying on the floor, drooling vomit and blood, and with blood coming out of both nostrils, on the floor, all like just half her face covered in it. Her hair's all wild. Uh, she's barely alive. Alive, but barely alive. They rush her over to the drug dude's house because every drug dealer apparently has this, like, friggin' epi pen. And, you know, so he finds the exact spot of her heart, a little difficult. And if this had played out in real life, she would have been dead. She would have been dead. Because, no cokehead can just find where your heart is. Hopped up on coke, I don't think anyone could find where your heart is. I mean, unless you're hopped up on coke too, they can feel it beating and see your shirt moving with the beating of your heart. Marks it, stabs her, she snaps into life, which I think's crazy. Um, anyway, so that was their incident, and so yeah, I skipped over some stuff, so that's not that's just an overview of the different scenes. So that's that, and then Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta shoot this dude down that they had been tracking down. Then some dude comes out of the bathroom, has this big gun, shoots everywhere at them. They look around. He shot right at both of them. Neither one of them got shot. Not a mark. All the bullet holes are directly behind them. The bullets went, like, basically right through them. They kill the dude, obviously. That goes without saying. I kill him too. He shot at me. It's not cool. So, that's how that works out. And then, uh, Samuel L. Jackson thinks it's a miracle, refuses to let John Travolta not recognize it as a miracle. John Travolta sees it as a freak occurrence. I think that's exactly how he put it, freak occurrence. Uh, this isn't that is something that doesn't happen as frequently as most things happen, but it's something that happens. It's happened before. Um, that happens. So then, they accidentally shoot their friend. I know. Which brings me to another point, but I'll come back to it. So that they accidentally blow their friend's like head off. Accidentally, John Travolta left his safety off, and like, bam, he's looking in the back seat and just goes off. Bam, head splatters everywhere. They go to the dude's house that they need to hide the car in. Dude's angry as I don't know what at them. His wife's gonna be home in an hour and a half. They call this dude, and he helps them get everything set up and all that, get everything cleaned up, and that's how that works out. So it's all cool. The dude's like the suavest person that dealing with that amount of blood I've ever seen working. You know, um, so they end up at, guess where? The diner. Oh, I also skipped over another character, but you're gonna have to watch the movie for that one because 9 minutes, and I kind of go into a diatribe when I go into anything about Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is the other character. Yeah, plays a boxer. Watch the movie and figure it out. Sorry. I hate to have to do that because I love movies so much. But anyway, so so the guy, the two cops, um, the whole time they've been bringing the the wife from earlier, the wife's husband, the one that was the prime suspect, aka the dude that pushed him out of the window. That guy needed gold. Uh, Samuel L. Jackson and his buddy John Travolta were his partner John Travolta was they were bringing uh, a briefcase full of gold to the guy, and And so they, after the whole mix-up with the shooting thing, they end up at the diner. Same diner from the beginning. The one where the people were about to hijack the place. People stand up, hijack the place. John Travolta goes to the bathroom before that happens. People stand up, hijack the place. Think it's Samuel L. Jackson. And, Samuel's quick. Man, it's quick. Vulgar, but quick. He, snaps the dude's hand. Not, doesn't snap it. He snatches the dude's hand. Pulls him close. Holds a gun to him. He says, drop the gun. Be cool. Just sit down. Sits down and, talks to him. Gives him a talking. Sternest talking to. I'd be scared out of my mind. I would have surrendered. Uh, I would have completely surrendered. Samuel L. Jackson, he's an intimidating person when he needs to be. So, point is, John Travolta comes back out, freaks out, has the gun pointed at the woman, and she doesn't know what to do. She's like, I have to pee. So, just, I thought was a pretty funny line for Quentin Tarantino to add into there. It's kind of random. He's like, how you feeling over there? I gotta pee. I want to go home. So, I thought that was hilarious. Um, so point is, he gets them both to go home. He gets both the robbers or whatever. He's like, all right, I got like 2 grand or something like that. What was it? 2 grand in my wallet. Take that out, put it in your pocket, and all along with all the wallets from the diner that you just collected. If I let you go without killing you, I'd say that was a pretty good score. So he lets him go. uh, so that's not the whole movie. That's an overview of the cops side of the story, and then there's Bruce Willis and there's some an interchanging of a couple of lines between him and John Travolta at one point, which causes a grudge, which I think causes the traumatic event that happens later on that you're gonna have to watch the movie to find out. Uh, but I've given you half the movie anyway, so. But the thing that I wanted to talk about though, the thing that I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to say, to point out, this movie has the calmest reactions to killing that I have ever seen in my life. The dude's head got blown off. Samuel L. Jackson freaked out, but not as much as I would. I'd probably swerve. He was the one driving. I'd probably swerve. I mean, like, seriously? Blood went everywhere. Pieces of skull went into both their faces and the sides, and was stuck in his fro. It was scary. He had a fragment. I think he had an eyeball in his skull. I promise you, I swear I saw an eyeball in his skull. His head was blown off. And then later on, Bruce Willis kills John Travolta. That's kind of the thing. Sorry, I had to say it. Bruce Willis, he he goes back into his apartment because he has to get this watch that belonged to his dad. It was a family heirloom passed down since his great great grandfather or something like that. And I remember it well. I'm kind of being disrespectful to the movie, but whatever. So running out of time. So um he she goes back and he finds this big gun. I don't know what kind of gun it is, but he finds this big gun, huge barrel, everything. Not like all huge 2 hands, but you know, 2 like whole arms. But he picked it up and he's holding it, and then John Travolta, for some reason, is in the bathroom in his old apartment, in Bruce Willis' old apartment. He comes out of the bathroom, he hears toilet flushing, and out of instinct, Bruce Willis points the gun at him, and the toaster goes off, and Bruce Willis like gets nervous and shoots him and kills him. I think it was an accident. I don't know. But then Bruce Willis just puts the gun down, wipes it down so that his friends aren't there, and walks off. Calmest reaction ever. Also, can anyone answer this? If you see this video, please respond. Comment down there. Down there. Okay. Why was John Travolta in the bathroom at that apartment? Why? Alright. That's all I really want to know. That's all I want to know. Alright, give it a shout out to Corey. Love you, baby. Give a shout out to her, and see you guys when I make my next video. So